Welcome back to All Be in the Garage. I'm your host, Stephen Pankratz. It's like 5 years ago, but I went to the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, and they had a skyscraper. I mean, there's actually no tall buildings in Boston. It's not a real city, but they did have a skyscraper cabinet by Paul Frankl, and it's kind of been in the back of my mind since then. That was a cool ass cabinet. So I don't want to do an exact copy of his work, but I do feel like he's on to something. I'm gonna make an Art Deco skyscraper cabinet in the style of Paul T. Frankl. Making Art Deco style furniture is pretty accessible just because of its a lot of straight lines. Geometric patterns are a lot more accessible than like Art Nouveau swooshiness or Beaux-Art with all the gilding and lilies and stuff like that. Don't gild the lily. This is the most effort I've ever put into planning anything that I've made for you guys. I did pages and pages and pages of sketches. I went through 7 iterations on Onshape, mocking up what I wanted to make on the computer. I came up with a version that I'm happy with. It's meant to be in this L-shaped space, so it's got to fit around a vent. It's gonna kind of bookend Susie. The Art Deco touches I settled on were kind of a ziggurat kind of feel. Variation in depth. I think I have enough plywood. We'll find out. All right, let's start making it. Here we go. This is what it's gonna be. So I got those. I got that. Let's cut it. This has got a scoring feature I've been meaning to try out that's supposed to reduce splintering on sheet goods. So let's see it. There's the score. Scoring feature off. And here's the factory cut. Ewy. And here's what Mafel did for me. I mean, it's got like tiny little fuzzies, even so, but that's on the bottom, not the top. I'll take it. That's why I get a plunge track saw. Woo! I've never used this before. I hope it works. In case it doesn't, I'm trying it out on inch thick plywood that I have a lot of. So if I really screw it up, I'm gonna get a lot more tries. That works great. It likes to hop out right at the end. Because right there it gets loose. So I think maybe I want to be using a larger track for this, just so this can come a little bit further that way. Of course, I forgot something. If I learned anything, it's that used tools work perfectly the first time. That's gonna allow me to join this board and this board. I'm gonna glue them up because this should have been one piece to begin with. There. And there. Now I glue. This is where it's gonna be. Unfortunately, a key piece is gluing up in the corner. I need to make a bunch of mitered cuts. I could do it on the table saw. I could do it with the track saw. Ooh, I could do it with the track saw. Every piece is cut, so I get to clean up and make room to correctly assemble this damn thing. I'm gonna pre-assemble this corner and plop it in. Now I cut you. Having a sharp pencil made a big difference in the markup. This is the safe way to do things. Now it's basically the last dry fit attempt of my back panel. which I've been assembling as I've been gluing. I still haven't figured out the best way to make a project that has a back panel with mortising for where all the shelves and internal parts of the carcass go, because every time I've done it, it's been kind of a nightmare. When I did it for the Bunkch, I tried making my back panel entirely in advance and routing everything out, and nothing lined up. So doing it entirely in advance, maybe a no-no? There's gotta be some middle ground that works better though, because doing it this way meant I was constantly doing fit checks, and so this took like forever. And I guess the important thing is that it fits. This tower part actually bows out a little bit, and this has got a bit of a bow to it. So having straight cuts on the back panel allows me to straighten out anything I'm not happy with on the carcass. Let's see. That's a good sound. Everything snapping into place. Good sounds. Chunk, chunk. Now I get to go back and mark all the spots where my cuts are off by not much. Hello. Hey, I see where all the fixes need to be. Let's do it. It finally sits flush everywhere along the back, so I can finally put all the cabinet screws in, keep it tight. I'm not gonna do any glue in the back because it's too hard to reach in there and scrape or otherwise remove any squeeze out. So just screws, and I can use that to fix any unevenness. So I can tack it down at the bottom, shove it, do a little bit, shove it, do a little bit, and like that, get it straight, hopefully. Let's see how it goes.
Do you have a plan for that?
I have a plan for that, and that,
yes.
and that, and that. Plan for all of them is the same. Put shit in that. You can touch it. Ah!
Yeah, you made a thing. I kind of wish I hadn't signed off on whatever the fuck is happening here.
What's gonna be a drawer?
Oh!
Whatever the fuck is happening here.
Whatever the fuck is happening here.
Whatever the fuck is happening here.
Oh, I heard a little.
He likes you. So what color do you want it?
I think we agreed black, didn't we? Shiny black.
Everywhere, shiny black.
Okay, with red trim.
Oh wow, you're picking all the evil colors.
The Fire Nation attacked. Birch, baby.
Maybe we could pick a light black.
Light black is gray.
No.
Wrong.
We witnessed the ghost.
The goat, everybody. That one's not as nice.
That one's not as nice.
I need to get back and go.
I gotta make a bunch of batten now. Let's do top first. Do the two sides. Okay. She liked none of it. She's not impressed with the black or the red. So we're gonna try enamel. Content.
I love the black.
Need better lighting.
Okay. I think you're right. I think you're right about doing the black on the outside, the golden oak on the inside. I think you're right. Okay? No! Bye, internet.
And I'm gonna put some red on here. Ooh.
I like that it looks vintage.
How does it already look vintage? I feel like
No,
that's
like the vibe.
that's shade.
No, what? No, the vibe. Okay, Orion, I don't want to be recorded talking to you about Border World. Come on.
My business is my own.
Orion, hang on, I'm not ready.
Okay, Frodo. So graphic. Here she comes.
Okay.
Daddy looks great, Dad. You're amazing.
Thank you. That's what I was expecting Mommy to say.
And then I don't know what's going on with this. Like,
Oh, there's gonna be a drawer there.
whatever the fuck is happening here.
Tape is off. Now it's just a little sanding, some touch up, and it's 2 doors and 2 drawers. I gotta make 2 doors and 2 drawers. Doors and drawers. All right, guys.
Maybe butt your shit.
Well, this was a whole load of fun. I feel like I'm getting better at the things I want to get better at. Being careful with the routering and track saw work. I do want to give a shout out to track saw and the track attachment for the router. Those came through big and made what is traditionally a real stressful part of a project a little less stressful. Being able to break down sheet goods and move in really straight lines when doing my routering is a really big improvement over using fences to do that kind of stuff, or even worse, having the wood place cut the plywood for me and make a splintery mess. So big ups there. This is what I imagine being the beginning of a series of form over material projects. I want to go through a few historical styles. I also am curious about what would brutalist furniture look like. In this whole like form before material, I've been thinking about it. That actually lends itself to a certain kind of tooling up. If I'm going to be doing form over material, I need to be able to make wilder forms. And if I don't care about the material, then I'm really free to use veneers and plywood a lot more. So steam and vacuum tables and resins is a direction to go. Air compressors, things of that nature, rather than if I care about material a lot and I'm working with hardwoods, then we're talking about chisels for shaping, drum sanders, and other kinds of leveling and smoothing equipment. I'm not sure that's for me. I think I'm going to be a shape person and play around with molds and things. Back in the day, I did more fiberglass stuff as part of my previous life as a teacher, and that is very much mold making. So I feel like this is maybe not in my blood, but at least it's in my past. And so re-embracing that is something I'm excited about, to have that clarity of what comes next. As far as skills go, I'm still trying to figure out how the hell to do a back panel in a really satisfying way. Maybe I would be able to do all of it ahead of time if I were using, I don't know, a CNC to do all my cuts, because then everything would just fit. If you know how to make a nice back panel with mortises that fits perfectly, you've got a secret, please share in the comments. This time I did so much planning ahead of time that I didn't have really an opportunity to do any figuring out along the way. I felt like my path was laid before me once I had a pretty clear image of what I needed to be making. And that took a lot of the stress out of it. The only discovery designing I had to do was the approach I made to the back panel. Expect more design. I'm using foam brushes instead of bristle brushes. Sorry, the earth, for generating all that trash. I hate doing batten. There's got to be a better way. And it's probably the iron-on edge banding, but I like that batten, once it's on, is pretty forgiving. Downsides is you can see it everywhere. I did a lot of it by hand, and I guess that's on me and my hands. I'm also thinking about not just what I want to make next for my family, but what projects I think might have broader appeal that I'd want to sell. Probably Etsy first. Medium-sized thing people might want, like stools and ottomans, coffee tables. This that I just made is a little big, but if someone really wants it, leave a note in the comments and maybe I can accommodate you. I am trying to start a business here, so gauging public interest I think is an important part of my marketing plan. So tell me what you want. But I think that my goal of being an artisan, doing art, means that the shape needs to speak more loudly than the material. Don't look for a lot of projects that are akin to the Dominion box. Well, I hope you enjoyed what I put together for you guys today. It was a lot of fun to make it. It got better and better as it got closer to the end. Check out my Ko-fi. Link in the description. Like, subscribe, leave comments. Once I have an Etsy, I'll link to that, and maybe I'll be making things that you want to have in your house. Eat klezmer.